Okay, so we're starting with the squat. The feet are going to start just outside shoulder width apart. The shoulders are going to roll back away from the ears, keep the chest nice and high. We're going to bend, break at the hips so the hips go back and down. And on the upward phase, drive through your heels and squeeze your bum. So we'll just do that again. Bum just comes parallel to the floor, shoulders back, break, keep the abs nice and braced. So we're going to go for a reverse lunge with a reach back. Starting position, shoulders are back, abs are braced nice and tight, hands are hanging down by the sides. The first movement, you're going to step back with your right leg so that the left knee is bent at 90 degrees and the back leg is about 1 inch off the floor. The arms are going to come up and you're going to reach to the opposite side of that back leg. And then you're going to reverse that movement, so you're going to come back in and back to the starting position and repeat with the left leg. So the left leg comes back, 1 inch off the floor for that back knee, right knee bent at 90 degrees, reaching over to the other side, and we're just reversing that movement. The next exercise we've got is a wide grip push-up. We're going to start with the hands just wider than the shoulder width apart. We're going to lift up onto the toes, back stays nice, flat, long and strong, and we're going to lower the body so the chest gets just as close to the floor as possible and push back through the hands. And we'll repeat that, keeping the back nice and flat and the hips up. An option is to drop to the knees, and then we're just going to repeat that movement. So keeping the chest as close to the floor as possible, and then really engaging that core on the upward phase. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be a mountain climber. We're going to assume a press-up position, so the hands start under the chest, the back stays nice and flat, straight line from shoulder through to hip, down to ankle, and we're going to drive the right knee forwards into the chest and reverse, and then we're going to repeat the same with the left leg. And then as you get more and more confident with that movement, you can pick the speed up so that it almost comes into a little bit of a jog. The idea is the back stays nice and flat, the bum stays low, and the core stays engaged. So we've got a walking high knee. KT, you're going to stand tall with your feet shoulder width apart. Shoulders back, abs braced nice and tight. The first movement, the left knee is going to come as high as you can, and we're going to step forwards, and we're going to repeat on the other leg. It's driving that knee nice and high. An option if you're struggling for balance is to hold on to the knee as you move forwards, but it's all about driving that knee nice and high, bracing those abs, keeping those shoulders back.
This is the Swiss ball crunch. Starting off, sat down onto the Swiss ball, walk your way down until your lower back is resting comfortably onto the ball. Keeping the shoulders back, cross your arms over your shoulders, keeping the weight on your heels with your feet shoulder width apart. Inhale in, exhaling on the way up, keep the shoulders back, lift the chin up in order to minimize any pressure onto the shoulders. Squeeze your abdominals in order to activate the muscles. That's very good, Sarah. And sit back up once your set is completed. This is the Russian twist. Starting off, sitting down onto the floor, hold the weight over to your thighs, keeping the feet down onto the floor. Now, keeping the shoulders back, lift the chest up, and activate the core. Now slowly inhaling in, bring the weight down to one side, feel a good contraction onto your obliques and abdominals, exhaling out on the way up. Inhale down on the way down, exhale on the way up. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. That's very good, Sarah. Well done. This is the lying down straight leg raise. So starting off on the gym floor, lying down onto your back. Keep the shoulders down and straighten the legs onto the floor. Inhaling in, bracing the core, lift one leg up, nice and controlled, hold it tight over to your core, inhale down. Once you're done one repetition on one leg, switch over to the other side. That's very good, Sarah. Inhaling in, exhaling down. Keeping the shoulders down onto the mat and the neck relaxed. Well done, Sarah. This is the plank. Kneeling down onto the floor, start off with your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Keep the feet close together and lift your hips up. Focus on bracing the core, keep the shoulders relaxed, contract the glutes and the quads and hold it tight. Making sure you're breathing out throughout the sets. Very good, Sarah, well done. This is the single leg hip raise. So starting off sitting down onto the mat, lie down onto your back. Keep the shoulders down and the feet close together. Bend your knees and push your heels down. Brace the core, lift one leg up, inhale in, lift your hips up, squeeze your bottom, keeping the core tight, exhaling and switching legs. Inhale up, hold it tight, keep the shoulders down and relax. Very good, Sarah. This is the side plank lift. So laying down onto one side, onto the floor, keeping the elbow in a straight line with your shoulder. Inhale in, bring the hips up, keep the core nice and tight until your hips reach a level line with your shoulders. Exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up, holding it tight onto your core. Exhale on the way down. We'll do one more. Inhale in, hold it tight, exhale out and relax. Well done, Sarah. This is the cross body mountain climb. So kneeling down onto the mat, place your hands onto the floor and start the exercise in a press up position. Keeping the core nice and tight and the shoulders back, bring the knee over to your opposite elbow until you feel a good squeeze onto your core. Inhaling in as you bring the knee to the opposite elbow, exhaling out on the way down. Very good, Sarah. Good work. This is Superman from floor. So laying down onto your front, onto a mat, bring your arms forward. Now bracing the core, inhaling in, lifting your opposite arm and your opposite leg. Keep your chin tucked in, exhaling on the way down and repeat on the other side. Focus on squeezing the glutes on the way up and your lower back. That's very good, Sarah.
This is the jog. Begin by walking and gradually bring your pace up to a steady speed. Ensure to keep the chest lifted, shoulders relaxed, and use the arms for momentum. When you're ready, gradually decrease the speed, bring it back to a walking pace, and slow to a stop.
So we're now going to be mobilizing our thoracic spine. So interlacing your fingers behind your head, lift the chest up and pull the shoulders back. Then rotate over to the left until you can feel the ribs opening up. Hold for 30 seconds on one side and then slowly rotate over to the other side. Very good, Sarah. Well done.
This exercise is the cat and camel stretch. David, if you're going to come down onto all fours. And what I'd like you to do is take a big deep breath in. Tilt your lower ribs towards the floor, round your upper back up to the ceiling. And hold that stretch. And then exhale, and as you breathe out, drop your chest towards the floor, bring your chin up slightly. And feel the stretch through your back. Well done, David.
We are now going to be stretching the hamstrings. So if you want to step in with your right foot forward, Bend your left knee, place your hands over your left hip, lift your torso up and push your bottom out. Hold a stretch until you feel a nice comfortable pull onto your hamstrings for about 30 seconds and then switch legs. Okay, we're now going to be stretching the glutes. So lying down onto a gym mat, if you bend both knees, then place your right foot over your left knee. Then lifting both legs up, interlace your fingers behind your right knee and pull gently until you feel a nice comfortable stretch into your glutes. Hold for 30 seconds, then repeat on the other side. So until you feel the stretch, and then release and relax. We are now going to be stretching the quads and the hips. So lying down on a gym mat, onto one side, grasp your left ankle with your left hand, keeping the knees in line, pushing the hips forward in order to increase the stretch onto hip flexors and onto the front of the thighs. Hold for about 30 seconds on each side and then repeat on the other. We're going to switch to the other side, so rotate to the other side. Bend both knees, legs together, hips forward and stretch. So we're now going to be stretching the calves. So with your feet hip width apart, if you step back with your right foot, bend your left knee and push your right heel down into the ground until you find a nice comfortable stretch onto a calf. Then hold for 30 seconds and repeat to the other side. So if you want to switch legs, left leg back, push your heel down and hold the stretch. You can hold your hands by your hips. So we're now going to be stretching your IT bands. So beginning with your feet hip width apart, step in with your left foot forward and lift your right arm up. Then feel the right hip traveling up towards the ceiling until you feel a nice stretch onto the side of your thigh. Keep the knees nice and soft and hold the stretch for up to 30 seconds on each side. Very good, Sarah.